Hi, what does the Rotary do?
Rotary is a service organization. Oh, that's great. It's over. Rotary is a service organization, and what we do is we make fundraisers like this so that we can do good around the world. Sometimes we'll do a community project locally, like we do things with Waban to help them put trails through their property. We've made a cancer garden down at the cancer center, and then we do international projects as well. So bringing fresh water to local villages.
And your club has made a cancer garden and stuff like that. What do you do? Anything else? Do you just I know some Lions and they have breakfasts and stuff like that.
We do a pancake breakfast usually every year. We have this. We sell chicken livers here at the Acton Fair every year. We've been doing it for over 35 years now, and we've enjoyed going to the Harvest Fest and the summer days over the last few years in Stanford, doing a sausage booth there.
And how long have you been a Rotarian?
I've actually been a Rotarian for 2.5 years now, but my dad joined when I was 8, so I've sort of been a lifelong Rotarian.
Awesome. And where are you based out of?
We are Sanford Springfield Rotary Club, and we meet every Thursday morning for breakfast at the Town Club upstairs from Aroma Joe's.
And your name?
Heather Matlows.
Thank you. And what do you do here exactly?
This year it's my job to actually organize our 4 days here cooking chicken livers, and we also have our Interact kids next door selling ice cream that Shaker Pond was nice enough to donate to us this year. So building goodwill and better friendships everywhere.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have fun. So when I asked at the food booth, they said that you were the people I was going to talk to. So what is 4-H?
4-H is basically just a big group that is worldwide that you can do basically any club that you wanted to do in it, and you can do it from, I think it's 7 to 18 years old, and then you can still stay in it after you're 18. You just have to be a leader or volunteer or something.
And what are you two? The two of you, what are your roles in it?
We do horses.
So what club are you part of to do?
We're in Boots and Buckles out of York County.
And what do you do for horses?
Our club holds a horse camp at the Freiburg Fairgrounds. We have various shows at different 4-H fairs. We work at food booths at different horse shows. So.
Okay, and what are you doing at this fair specifically?
This fair we're working at the 4-H food booth just for Thursday nights. We do it every year.
Okay, how does that work?
We kind of split up our times. We go in, our group goes in at different times, and we just work separately. We can do putting food together or doing register, and it's a good team builder.
Okay. And just so if someone wanted to join 4-H, do you know who they would call?
Yes, they would call either Heidi Fouette, who is the Cooperative Extension leader, or if you know any leaders in any 4-H group, you can call any one of those.
Okay. And would you say it's a good thing to be part of?
It's a great thing. You can spread out having friends from different counties and not just at your school. And it's great. I've done it for how many years? 8-9 years. Both of us have been doing it for, so. Yep.
So that would put you at still in club, still in 4-H.
We're almost out of 4-H.
This is our last year.
Yeah, this is our last year. So. Yep.
Okay. And what are your names?
I'm Kristen Lambert.
I'm Max Hutchins.
Yep.
So you guys are part of the junior fire department.
Yep.
/ rescue?
Yep, the Acton Fire and Rescue Junior Program.
Okay, thank you.
We kind of graduated into the full force now, but we were part of it.
Okay. So what does the junior fire department? Then you're actually a very good person to ask. Then, how does the job of a junior firefighter differ than a firefighter?
Well, I have to say the biggest thing is that now being on the full fire and full rescue, we can go on more calls. Beforehand, we were allowed to go on calls, but they had to be within specific specifications of, we couldn't go on a lot of the gruesome ones.
there was any police involved, we weren't allowed on it. If,
Domestics.
police.
Domestics, codes, drunks, suicides.
Why police involvement?
It's dangerous.
It's a dangerous situation, and some people will either try
to hit
and
you.
shoot themselves, threaten
Try to
to
shoot
shoot
us.
others, so they don't want to put our lives in danger. It's mostly
not
the
fun.
main EMS puts it in order that we can or cannot go on certain calls. But if somebody is in cardiac arrest and they tone for the fire department for more manpower and you have your CPR or first aid card, you're allowed to go and help run things to people and everything.
Another thing I have to say is a big difference is we were kind of treated as quote rookies, so we were doing a lot of the housework and stuff. We'd do the vacuuming and the cleaning, but there's a lot of teamwork involved. So two people, if we had enough, would be washing each of the trucks. We'd have teams of two, much like the regular EMS and fire system. You always have a partner or a company with you, and we would go about sweeping the bays and cleaning the trucks and hopefully not getting each other too wet with the hose, Julie.
That's not all we would do.
It's not all we do, but we do a lot of teamwork exercises, and our favorite thing to do is the musters. It's like a competition to see which team can work the best together and do things the fastest. Me and her make a pretty good team. I'm on nozzle, she's on hydrant. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun.
Another thing is when we're at the station doing work, we're also helping do the truck checks to make sure the truck's in order. We do it every month. Check the SCBAs, make sure that there's no dead batteries, that there's enough air in there.
What is an SCBA?
It is a self-contained breathing apparatus. It's also another thing that differs from being a junior and a full member, and also a lot of different members. To wear an SCBA or a self-contained breathing apparatus, you have to have your interior certification, or at
I
least
don't
the
have.
BLS course of it. So, going inside a fire, junior firefighters aren't allowed to do that. They're allowed to help in rehab,
We're
help
allowed
run
to run the tools
hoses,
to people, get them water and whatnot.
help take blood pressures, pulses, as long as you have a licensed person with you. Help change out the SCBA tanks when people are in a pinch and they can't get it. Help run them down to Sanford's canteen truck so we can fill up our bottles.
Also, about the truck checks, it also helps us get more familiarized with what's on the truck and where it's supposed to be, so if we see something wrong while we're a full member, we can correct that. And, we're always willing to help each other out. I know she taught me a lot. Quite a bit, actually. She joined, a couple months before I did?
Yeah, but we've been around it our whole lives.
Yeah,
Everybody
my mom
around
was-
here.
Pretty much everyone on the junior department has been around it their entire lives. It's kind of in our blood and genetics. And
So-
it's a lot of fun, and we are basically like a family.
So that actually answers my next question, which was how long have you been junior firefighters? And
Technically our entire lives, pretty much, but technically speaking, it's only been like, what,
3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years, legally speaking.
Yeah.
But beforehand, we were helping with a lot of things on the department too. Like, I know as a kid, I remember sweeping the bays all the time.
Babysitting.
Babysitting when we were old enough to do so, and then we still do a little bit of babysitting for people now, like Chief Pete. We babysit Allie sometimes when he's got to go on a call, or I babysit my sisters a lot for my mom. It's a lot of teamwork. You gotta pick and choose who goes, who doesn't, and it's a lot of kind of sometimes rock, paper, scissors, because certain calls get a lot of people, and it's like, rock, paper, scissors, who's going? So, it's a lot of fun, and we need more juniors, because I'd love to see young kids take an interest in what I took an interest in as a kid.
And we are obviously not actually outside in the fairgrounds as the rest of my interviews have been in. Where are we?
We are in the smoke trailer.
We borrowed this from the Sanford Fire Department, and we have it down here every fair to help teach younger children about fire safety and to help kind of spark them into wanting to,
It's kind of
and kind of just helping spark the interest in the fire service, let them go look at the trucks, help them learn what to do if your room's filling with smoke, what's okay to do in an emergency and what's not.
Not to run away from the firefighters, 'cause
Not
we're
to
just
call-
trying to help.
Yep. We actually bring in somebody in full turnout here with an SCBA on and show them that this is what it's going to look like when you're inside a fire, and these are the people that are here to help you.
It helps familiarize them with the 911 system and just to keep them familiarized so that they are not scared if something, God bless, does not actually happens. It's just, you know, we try and keep them not scared and whatnot. It's more familiarization, like, you know, taking a child to a dentist at a young age.
And I can see this dog. What is this dog doing on the counter on the
Well,
carpet?
it's kind of another thing we do. We try to ask the kids what's wrong with the situation. We'll have the phone cord in the sink, the pod's out, keys in the microwave, and the dog represents like an animal, like such as a cat or just a stuffed animal. I don't know, understand why.
It's kind of so kids don't think, oh, my mom put my toy in timeout above the stove.
I can climb
I'm
on
gonna
it."
go climb and I'm gonna get it because mom's busy right now. So we just kind of want to familiarize them with what's
Keep
okay
them-
to do and what's not to do.
Keep
Like
them safe.
you don't
Yeah.
want to leave the stove on when nobody's home.
Don't leave the pot handle out in case, you know, you bump it. And
The hot water gets all
that's
over
like
you.
a medical kind of introduction as well.
And we try and teach kids how to properly check a door and stop, drop, cover, and roll. When it's okay to pull a fire alarm in a public place. We try to familiarize them with all the kinds of smoke detectors and when to change the battery so they can remind mom. Remind them that you're supposed to have a meeting place if your house is ever on fire or smoke detectors or something are going off. That way you can make sure everybody's accounted for.
We also try to encourage fire drills in the home, not just at schools and public places. It's kind of just, you know, we want to get the kids start thinking, where is my safe place? What do I do in this situation? And in the back room, we actually have a situation where we fill the room with smoke and we have them extract themselves, for lack of a better term, from the room, and we have them climb through the window, and, you know, for the parents, they go through the door, because, let's face it, getting out that window is pretty tough.
And making sure that they go to the meeting place and making sure everybody's accounted for.
And we also teach them when's a good time to call 911, like when they're outside the building. If it's on fire, you don't want to call from inside the building, obviously. But we try to teach them that because they are young and they don't know any better.
Anything else you want to just add? Like anything else you want to add?
Join us. We'd be glad to have you and teach you it for the younger generation. And you know, I just love having new people in the department. Everyone's like, wow, she's the greeting committee. Go talk to her. And it's just a lot of fun. I'd suggest joining the juniors. It's a great experience and it looks good on a resume.
To join the juniors, you've got to be a 14 and you fill out an application that you can pick up at the station.
3 meetings.
And you have to attend 3 meetings and then you get voted in.
And don't worry, for any of you, just Bondo always objects. Don't listen to him.
We're just one big family and we're always open to welcoming more people in.
I can't get enough family. So
Awesome.
once you're in the juniors, it's kind of a life thing. You make life friends, and it's, yeah, like she
You
said,
just
it's
get great
basically,
learning
it's a family.
opportunities.
It is one big happy family.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Christine Smith. I teach basket making at Stanford Adult Ed, and it is my pastime. I enjoy it a lot. I've been probably weaving baskets for 20-some years. I've probably been teaching for 20 years, at least 20-some. My granddaughter Aria also makes baskets. She specializes in miniatures. We mostly weave with reed, which grows in Southeast Asia and grows like 3 feet a day in the jungle.
3 feet a day?
3 feet a day.
How could that possibly be?
It grows up in the rainforest, and it has claws like every node, like bamboo, and then it grows up to the canopy, and it's harvested and cut into lengths like 15 or 16 feet, 18 feet maybe,
Yeah.
and carried out of the jungle and processed. And some of it's round, some of it's flat, and some of it is like a little bit half round, flat oval.
Wow.
Different sizes, different purposes. This basket was made with a lot of gathered materials locally. This little one I think it was made out of wisteria. I think. So it's local fabrics or reeds, weaving materials. That's what it is. I need to shave this off a bit, and then I'll
Now,
start weaving.
with them destroying the forest and everything in South America, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I don't know. I don't know that there's a shortage. I mean, it grows very quickly, but it's also, the price has gone up 3 times. It's triple what it used to be. Like, not very many years ago, it's triple.
Yep. Wow.
So it makes me wonder,
Yes.
maybe it's harder to come by.
I would say so. I mean, if they're just,
But, everything is higher, the shipping is higher,
Yeah.
everything is, so I don't know that it's because of loss of jungle, but it could make you wonder.
yeah. Huh. That's interesting what you're doing. Yep.
This basket is called a tomato weaving basket. It's going to come up, and I'm planning for it to come in, get smaller, just round like a tomato, and it'll have little handles at the top. And it's my weavers are stiffer than my spokes, and so that's not a good plan, but that's what this basket is.
How did you get involved in basket weaving?
I just was always fascinated with it, and I started gathering wild grapevines and making baskets out of that. And back then, basket making was not popular.
Yeah.
It was really hard to find materials. And then I've just learned a lot over the years.
Yeah.
I read and learn things from people that do it, and here I am.
Yeah. And you're doing a great job. I like this. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. Now, do you get to stain them, or is that the natural color?
I stain them.
Okay.
The colors, like the green on that one, the blue on this one, are dyed.
Yeah.
And then they're all finished. I put linseed oil on all of them. And
linseed oil. That's what you use?
linseed oil.
Oh, yes.
And then like that one is stained. Actually, that little one is stained, but for the most part, they're all natural.
Trinket basket.
It's cute.
how long do they last? Forever?
Well, they last a very long time if they're not abused.
Right. Is there anything that you need to prepare, you know?
They really should be washed at least every year, just to help moisten them up a little
I
bit.
see. I didn't know that. Okay. Huh.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
If they get very stained or something, I may refinish them.
Yeah.
Like if I get tomatoes rotted in the bottom of a basket,
Okay, yeah.
then that one I might stain a darker shade.
That would make sense. It's interesting.
My idea of a good basket should carry rocks. It's not going to carry rocks.
You've seen a documentary last week on the Amazon forest and how they're destroying it and for medicine purposes. You know,
Yeah,
the
there's
plants, they're
a lot of good
destroying
plants
it.
there that
Yes.
you don't know what they're, how good they are. But reed comes from Southeast Asia. So it's, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know whether it's the same situation there or not.
How long does it take for you to make a basket? Like the one you're doing?
Most of the baskets here are, many of the baskets here are baskets that I've done in class.
Oh, I see.
And so that would be 5 hours. Or that, you know, that a person that's learning to weave baskets could weave these baskets in 5 hours.
Oh, I see.
This one, I believe, was a one-night class, so that was 2.5 hours.
Oh, I see.
And that tall one, I think, was just a one-night
Oh, I see. Yeah.
class, maybe. I'm not sure.
Very nice.
This one will take me many, many, many hours.
Okay.
Because
Nice.
it's
Right.
just harder. It's hard. It's hard. The weavers are so stiff that it's hard to shape it, and they require whittling, and it's just things that make it take longer.
Basket weaving?
What's this? What's this?
Done that since I was at school. Jesus. Almost by chainsaw.
And I'm part of the dad likes. Oh yeah. The saws, of course.
I'm trying to use this chainsaw here. What do you find hard to lift?
You got an old one?
Thought I was at a friend of my wife's the other day looking at a pellet stove picture. She got a wheel that was at least 6 feet long.
Oh, big one.
It was like that big.
Not this little one. Yeah, yeah. Which one is that? That's real. That's real. That's what it's doing for. Because it has a very, very light touch to it. And apparently, and I know that it's just fine, they have heavy feet and don't know how to operate.
Oh.
I'm like, so how can you get the big head? heavy wheel, but us skinny people have one, for Pete's sake. They still make that one.
Hi.
Hello, you can video if you want.
Yeah. Are you okay?
No guarantee I won't break the camera.
They're coordinated.
You can do it just one. Just do one.
I'll just ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
See, I have a Louet wheel, and I
Louet.
like it, but, you know.
What you can do for me is just introduce yourself and just tell me how you got started.
I
And
know, I need to practice more.
I'm Jenny, and I raised sheep for meat, and I had some very nice wool. And I couldn't stand to see throwing that wool out, so my old lady friend couldn't live alone anymore and moved in with her daughter. She sold me her first spinning wheel for $15. And I taught myself to spin and been spinning ever since. So now I got sheep and goats and rabbits and a new wheel. I'm spinning Angora rabbit wool right now. It looks like.
Can you make more of this?
Yes.
Kind of on order? I'm gonna get this, but I like the one with just the green.
Just the red?
No, the green.
Oh, that's the two colors mixed together, actually.
Yeah, I like the green.
Yep.
My mother-in-law got jealous because last year for Christmas I bought some spun wool from a woman down in Candia that spins and dyes, and my son's two oncologists at Children's Hospital, I made them both scarves.
Yeah.
And my mother-in-law got it's like, you know, when you have an oncologist, a woman who's in her 30s, I mean, she's the head of inpatient stem cell transplant at Children's Hospital in Bedford, and she's only 30. She's very down to earth, but you know, she has the fundamental cues and you know, the humongous rock that we lay our hands down type of thing. It's like, you know,
Catch on the hay bales and get lost the first day.
oh, you did it for Christmas. I mean, she loved it, but my mother-in-law got it. So, all right, I'm going to get this one.
Okay.
I'm going to take your card, and I'm going to
Yes.
contact you about getting some of the green close well. Actually, I better get it for Christmas. I'm not ready for Christmas.
I want Christmas in like January, possibly February.
Do you ever come up to Portland to the Fiber Gallery?
No, I don't know this one.
There is a very wonderful spinning and weaving fiber gallery in Portland. Right on Cove Street between Trader Joe's and Whole Foods.
Okay, I would have to map quest it because the only thing I know in Portland is Cabela's and Caravan Beads.
Okay, a lot closer to Caravan Beads than Cabela's.
Okay.
They have it's a regular yarn shop. They've
Okay.
got spinning fibers and yarns and felting, and each classes rent wheels for $10 a week. But every Thursday we meet a spinning group. Meets there from noon to 5. It's free.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to can come, just sit there and join and laugh at us, or spin, or knit, or needle felt, or weave, whatever the heck you're doing.
Okay.
It's free.
Okay.
But I go there every Thursday.
Okay.
If that'd be easier than shipping, you want to make a double date out of it.
Yeah. You're showing all day, and I've been up here for 2 days. I'm like,
Or take the